Hello, hello, hello. You're tuning to the episode of The Wunderkind Morning Show. Look, good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing? So look, good morning, Michael Akins. He's like, good morning, brother. Good morning, man. Delvon, good morning, morning. Mike, let's get it. Let's get it. Yo, Michael Akins is like, I'm first. Nah, for real, though. Thanks for everybody showing up. Yeah, we're going to be in the chat for a little bit to get some more people in here, but got definitely a good show. We're going to touch on the little LeBron stuff that's going on in the NBA with the media. And I know some people are not going to agree with everything that I say about it, but hey, it is what it is. You know, I'm going to give you my point of view on it, and we're going to break it down. Also, a lot of NFL rumors going on. A lot. People talking about Davante Adams, Myles, Garrett. You already seen Deebo Samuel's already been moved. So a lot is going on in the background of the NFL too. So we got that to cover also. I was going to cover the tank stuff, but I really don't see what to really cover with it. We might just talk about it just for a second or two, but we might touch on that too. But yeah, definitely going to be a good show today. And we got our little 80s, 90s, and early 2000s trivia stuff going on. So definitely going to be good. I literally just got caught up, bro. I'm going to sleep, man. I'll catch you later. Yes, man. I'm going to sleep. I just got caught up, bro. Hey, it's all love. Thanks for at least stopping in. Listen, man. It's crazy out here, man. It's crazy. It really is. When you start to look at the way how these leagues and stuff are set up, I can understand some of the frustration. I don't understand all of it. But yeah, man, it is something else to behold. I think Aaron Rodgers is about to go to the Giants. Hey, look, I don't think the Giants will do that. I don't think they're stupid enough to make that move. I think that'd be a very foolish move for them. I think it does not behoove them to do so. And if they do so, it's gonna have nothing but problems for them. I'm telling you. The Giants do not want Aaron Rodgers. They need a young guy that they can get on that 5-year deal and then build the team around him and probably try to get a title within that 5-year window. That's what they need to do. They have a young star receiver on the team already. Get another 1 or 2 weapons. Running back. Defense can be better, but they have some defensive players and see how it runs. Outside of that, yeah. So, all right. So, look at this, guys. Let's get this started. And I think you guys know where I'm going to start. Look, LeBron James came out and pretty much said, Big Grubby, good morning. And pretty much said they got to draft Shedeur. Shedeur is, like, people don't like Shedeur because he's confident. His father is Deion Sanders. But guess what? The man can ball. Colorado's O-line was terrible. And that man had one of the best passing seasons we've seen in college sports history. So, yeah, he's the real deal. That people don't take that into context. But we're going to start off with the LeBron James stuff. Now, look, guys. LeBron James, to me, is a top 3 NBA player of all time. Top 2, honestly, to me. I got him just behind Michael Jordan as all time. And I know some people's going to go against that and argue and say, nah, he's the best. Look how long he's been playing. Look at what he's doing and everything else like that. But I'm one of those people that got to view and watch. I was very young when I watched it. But I got to watch Michael Jordan play. And there's nothing like watching Michael Jordan play. With that being said, LeBron addressed the media and stuff like that on how he feels like they're unfair. They do nothing but bring down the value of the league. And that's the reason why guys do not want to step up and be named or called to be the face of the league. Now you got, Anthony Edwards out there in the Timberwolves saying, I ain't want it. That's why they got Wemby for. Wemby's out with an injury and everything else. Look, I get what everybody's saying. Zion loves burgers like Ja loves weapons and waving at people in videos. You know what I'm saying? So there's been a lot of hoopla on who could be the next face of the league. And we already know the face of the league is usually an American player. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play some of the audio, what he had to say, and we're going to break it down. All right? Check this out, what he had to say about the NBA media.
Something that you actively wanted, or was it something that everyone else decided for you? And what has that responsibility meant to you?
No, Ant already said he don't want it.
I know.
Yeah, Ant said he ain't trying to deal with that. And, I mean, Channing Frye said it the other day, too, like, I mean, it's unfortunate, but, like, I don't know, why do you want to be the face of a league when all the people that, you know, that cover our game and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis on everybody? That responsibility, it's just weird. There's weird energy from the people that, you know, I don't know. But Channing, he said it. He said it perfectly. Couldn't have said it no better. But Ant said he don't want it. Obviously I didn't ask for it. But I knew there was a responsibility for me, not only to my family, my friends, my community, and whoever that was going to follow my journey throughout my career. Not only in Ohio when I started there, but all over America and all over the world when I traveled all over the world. So I've always taken that seriously and understood from the beginning what being a professional was all about and being a role model was all about. So try to hold that with the utmost respect and honor. And but I feel Ant. I understand.
Listen, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Listen, it's hard for me, right? Because I grew up an NBA guy. I grew up playing ball. Like, it's so frustrating watching the NBA these days, and I don't even listen to the commentators. As a guy, a historian of the game, like the historical relevance of players before now, I'm sorry. The product bites. It's not just me that, bro, and that's what gets me. It's like you've had a hand, regardless of how great you've been, you've had a hand in it. Like, and I'm not trying to be out there with it and disrespect the man. The man is a top 2, top 3 player of all time. And look, it is what it is. I mean, he's been amazing. He's 40 years old and stuff like that. But guys, come on, let's be real. The NBA product is horrible. None of us like to watch regular season games. Guys are missing half the season. They're not playing back-to-back. Part of the reason why people want to know if they're going to be there in case they want to buy seats and stuff like that. And then they might just come up and now we're taking 2 days off. The All-Star game has become nothing but short of a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, and you hear all the excuses on why. Why these, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, bro. Stop the cap. We know why the NBA is in the predicament that it's in. We know why. Now, is Stephen A. Smith annoying? Yes. Some of these media guys go too far? Yes. But let's not act like they're the ones persuading these fans. You think people just got tired of 2K? Like, what are we doing here? Like, Jared Thomas, salute. He said that LeBron James is right to an extent. The media can be wishy-washy and haters at times. Look at what they do to Lamar. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I get that the media is annoying. And here's the thing, too. Media has evolved. So before, you could shut the TV off because the TV would go off. Like, there was a time when I was growing up that after a certain time, the TV shut off. Like, there was nothing more on television. It went to, like, this weird and lines across the screen, and you got nothing else. The only time you could continue watching after like 11 o'clock was if you had the Comcast box, or as some people like to call cable. That was it. Media has changed. So what they have now is 24/7 access, 24/7 around the clock, worldwide coverage of sports across the globe. It's not just the NBA it's like that for. And these guys on these talk shows look to be as shock jock as possible because they're trying to get viewers to their platforms. So I'm not going to say that the media isn't annoying. I'm not going to say that. Hence why I say I'm not going to disrespect that man. I respect him, especially off the court. LeBron James has been infallible off the court. I mean, he's had the best career to me out of been all over the place doing craziness. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let's be real. No scandals. So that's the respect that I will garner a LeBron James. Because that's true, that's factual. But the NBA product has been suffering for years. The referees have too much power. They influence the game too much. They're shooting way too much threes. They're not playing enough defense. And guys aren't playing as hard as they can during the regular season. And fans who no longer want to tune in to regular season games make excuses for that behavior. Good morning, Tiffany Ned. Morning. King Lee, what's up, bro? Zico Kage, what's good? Morning. Jared Thomas says, Nitro, I remember that. I also grew up in the Stuart Scott Sports Center era where I would watch that on reruns late at night, even waking up in the middle of the night. Exactly. Producer, what's up? Good morning. Give us the facts. I got you. Like, bro, and that's what gets me mad. This new generation of NBA players, all they want to do, they want no responsibility. All they want to do is average a lot of points and stuff like that. Hopefully get a title, play with their friends, meet Instagram models, and go about their business. That's it. That's all they want to do. We're not talking about being controversial. We're talking about how you market your league, how you are viewed and seen. Perception becomes reality. Why does nobody understand that? Everybody understands that. We know, listen, I used to watch regular season games and watch Steve Nash diving into the stands for basketball. Allen Iverson diving into the stands for basketball. Kobe Bryant diving into the stands for basketball. I watched Shaquille O'Neal. Oh, regular season game. Bro, it's a thing now that when guys start diving on the ground for loose balls, they be, oh, that's playoff style basketball right there. Because we only usually see it in the playoffs. They won't even do it in the regular season. Think about that real quick. Even diving after balls on the ground has now been changed to a playoff move to only be viewed while the playoffs are going on. Bro, they're trying to lessen NBA games. They're trying to lessen how many minutes per quarter. This medicine has never been better. Dietary and workouts and stuff like that has never been better. So recovery for these players have never been better. Your traveling has never been better. Your access to all those things has never been better. But yet, you can't play 82 games. You don't even want to play 82 games. You want the same amount of pay, though. You only want to play hard when it comes to the playoffs. And a lot of you do not want to play back-to-back. Listen, a lot of the star players now, they were even talking about it. The game is slowing down because of the game is now, it's like running shoot. So the physicality is gone. Guys are going to be playing a lot longer. Does KD look like he's slowing down? Does LeBron look like he's slowing down? The creme de la creme of the league is going to be able to play well into 16, 17, 18 years for their careers now. Easily. Y'all don't see that? Y'all don't know that? As long as there's no major injury, the NBA's product is going to be easily to keep these guys as long as possible because it's a lot softer. There's no defense. It's run and shoot. It's a 3-point shooting contest. What are we doing here? There's less structure. It's more free flowing. Like, and mind you, I'm not hating. I'm just telling the truth. The other year ago, what's it called? What was it called? The NBA, what was it? The All-Star game had almost 500 points or something like that. It's like 400 and something points altogether. And they're like, oh, they're just never better. Guys are shooting and laying down on the ground like, oh my gosh. Like, come on now, man. Guys don't want to watch that. People don't get excited about that no more. The players don't even like, the best players don't even want to take going to the competitions for three-point shooting or dunk contests like Dominique Wilkins, Vince Carter. Like all the big Kobe Bryant had his try it. Allen Iverson had his try at this stuff. Like, now we don't do no more. We good, bro. Let the fans do it so we can watch them try to do it. Oh, yeah. That would definitely help the product. Oh, my gosh, bro. It's nasty, bro. You know what's crazy? And I mean this. I don't care who clips this, whatever you want to say, shock jockish, whatever you want to call it. I can make the argument. When I was growing up, everybody said street ball players could never play in the NBA. They were incapable of doing so. With the way the NBA is now, I can make the argument that 90% of the street ball players that I grew up watching from &1 and stuff like that could actually play in the NBA and be high-value contributors to winning teams. Straight up. Ayo, headache, half man, half amazing, the main event, 50-50. Think about it. Am I lying? Headache, Booger, all those dudes. And today's NBA could play. Some of them would dominate. Refer Alston was called the greatest street baller of all time for a long time. And he had a decent NBA career. And I can argue that the NBA at times held him back. Because when he was allowed to play, he would ball out. But in today's NBA, Refer Alston came in too early. Could you imagine Refer Alston skip to my Lou in today's NBA? Free flowing. No carries. No double dribbles. You could hop step, back step, triple step, and that's not a call to travel. Double step, back three, triple step, back three-pointers. Bro, yo, bro. Like, y'all acting like I'm tripping. I'm not tripping. That's literally what the NBA has become. To be honest, Katie and Bron is right. Half the people complaining about basketball isn't even watching the game. Mo was acting like videos complaining. I haven't watched since Bron left Cleveland for the first. Listen, I'm going to be real with you. Habitual line stepper. I watched the last time I watched a full, like, multiple NBA games in a season was the season after the Bucks won the NBA Finals. I only watch it when it's the playoffs. When the playoffs start, okay, I'll tune in. But regular season games, I'm not tuning in for that. It's not fun to watch. It's not exciting. I said that, Refer Alston. Jared Thomas. Skip to my Lou. Bro, Zelly the ninth. Iverson would have a field day in this league. People say Shaq can't shoot. Could you imagine what Shaq would do in today's league? Where the big men are really not big men. They're just oversized small forwards. And they had to guard that beast of a man. Do you imagine how good Dominique Wilkins would be in today's league with his high flying ability and his size. That like Dominique Wilkins would be able to guard the point to the 4 in today's league. Like, what are we doing here? And that's where the disconnect has come. And NBA players throw it in the fans' faces. Like, man, y'all can play 82 games and stuff like that. Y'all can I don't want to think it. Y'all can it's easy or some stuff like that. Why don't y'all come do it? It's like, bro, you're getting paid more money now than ever before. You play with totally guaranteed contracts. And you're taking more time off now than ever in the history we've ever seen star players. Ever. Come on now. And like I said, the advancements in medicine, like an ACL injury back then, knee injuries would you know what I'm saying, deter your career like drastically. Look what happened to Grant Hill with his knee injuries. Charles Barkley's career was cut short for back injuries. How good would Hakeem Olajuwon be in today's league? Patrick Ewing. Exactly, the dream, with the dream shake, with his ability to run the floor and still be physically dominating. Wemby wouldn't stand a chance. He's too small. That's the reason why Manute Bol couldn't play back then. They said he didn't have enough weight. He was too skinny. It's just, like I said before, you know, it's really funny. It really is. The game has changed so drastically. Guys don't even like attacking the basket anymore. It's hard to watch at times. And guys don't go as hard. It is what it is. Guys don't go as hard. That's why a lot of people are tuning in. And this is not a shot, but this is why a lot of us are tuning into the WNBA. Because they're playing their hearts out. They're diving on the ball, elbowing each other. You could feel the animosity in the games. It jumps off the screen. It's palpable. You can relate to it more. That's where the WNBA shines over the NBA right now. Everybody says because they play below the rim, so there's a lot more physicality, a lot more aggressiveness and stuff like that. Bruh, it looks like you can feel it. It's true competition. They're not trying to make it easy on everybody. And then on top of it, the referees in the NBA, I'm not going to lie to you, have been historically terrible. Yeah, Chet Holmgren is just an oversized small forward. Exactly what he is. That's what most of these guys coming in is. They're oversized small forwards. Some of them are just oversized shooting guards. That's it. It's hard to watch, man. It's hard to watch. It really is. But now we're gonna let's transfer to go to the NFL. So I covered this yesterday on the Wunderkind show about Davante Adams being up for trade value. And listen, I talked about how much his cap hit and everything would be and all that type of stuff like that. And I heard a lot of people take it back, come at me saying there's no reason to get a guy like that. He's too much and everything else. The Jets have already said if they cannot get a trade partner for him, they're releasing him. There's no more guaranteed money on his contract. So what you would do is, oh, yes, R.I.P. Angie Stone. Shout out to you, King Lee. Yeah, man. Angie Stone, an amazing R&B singer and stuff like that. More neo soul, what's his name? Time to be in the band. Maxwell. Along those lines, more neo soul. But man, she was in her 60s, I believe, and passed away. Horrific traffic accident. Semi-truck hit her vehicle and flipped 3 times, causing her untimely demise. So rest in peace to Angie Stone. Thank you, King Lee, for pointing that out. Amazing performer, amazing singer. Shouts to her. Hopefully her and her family, at least now, I know hers not going to be okay, but her family is doing okay. It is very tumultuous time for them. Keep them in your prayers, please. But yeah. Now, Davante Adams, right? I didn't know she did the girlfriend theme song. Yeah, Angie Stone did a lot. Let me tell you something right now. Davante could still ball. The man is 6'1". He's physical. He can go get the ball. You're not, like, one-on-one, he still cooks. Right? He still cooks. Now you don't have to worry about him carrying an offense, being the primary target getter. It's like, now he's going to cook guys and be wide open. Once again, he's going to be a free agent once they cut him, because nobody wants to take that unless they trade like a 6th-round pick for him and the Jets eat up most of that $36 million cap hit. That's the only way. That's the only way. Hands are great in warm and in cold weather. Dependable, consistent. Why on God's green earth would I not want him on my Baltimore Ravens? A lot of teams would like him. Heck, the Bills could use him. If the Bengals can't re-sign T. Higgins, the Bengals could use him. If the Seahawks get rid of DK, they could use him. The 49ers could use him. There's a plethora of teams that can use that talent. If Miami got rid of Tyreek Hill, they could use him. Kansas City could definitely use him. Like, what are we doing here? Jared Thomas said, Nitro watch. Nick Wright moved the goalposts again. If Davante Adams goes to Baltimore, I think he'd want him on KC and not. Of course he would. Listen, Nick Wright has no problem when all the talent is on KC. When KC doesn't have, they're only nice because of the talent, he gets mad. King Lee, look, what's it called? People keep talking about this running back from Boise State. Oh, you're talking about the Heisman secondary. What's his name? Ashton Jeanty. Ashton Jeanty? Yeah. I'm like, in the first round, you would take him, knowing the holes, that we have on this team? Mind you, and to show you how crazy it is, a lot of big name players are moving. And to get you guys up to date, the reason why I'm bringing up the NFL specifically is because now I'm breaking this news to you guys. Myles Garrett is now being pursued by the Buffalo Bills. Yeah. He might be a Buffalo Bill when all is said and done. Remember, their big-time pass rusher, who again first time in his career ended up getting injured. He's older, and then he got off-the-field problems going on, too, with his love life and everything else with him and women. It'll be a perfect way for him to go and move up there for him to go play for the Bills, because the Bills need his services. And I believe the Bills have what it takes to get him also. Tiffany Ness said, trade Mark Andrews and go get Davante. Listen, Mark Andrews needs to go simply because if he goes, he frees up a lot of cap space. We have a younger guy who is right now better than him in every category. He is better than him, and you can say that they're both the same style of blocker now, right? And he's cheaper. So how in God's name would we not expect Isaiah Likely to make a jump forward for you know what I'm saying, to take over for Mark Andrews? Money Mike, Listen, JT shouldn't make it past the top 10 simply because running backs are being viewed in a different position now. With all of the guys that switched teams that absolutely blew up. It started with Christian McCaffrey. Then it went to Saquon Barkley, with him now being a Super Bowl champion and rushing for 2,000 yards. What Derrick Henry did on the Baltimore Ravens. What's his name from the Raiders? I went to Green Bay. The stats he put up was crazy, especially when the load he was carrying when Love couldn't go and he was injured. Like, come on now, bro. The running back position is being reevaluated. The perception of it is being put back to where it's supposed to be. Jared Thompson, Nitro, can I give you a hot take? I don't think Patrick Mahomes is a top 2 QB talent anymore in the league. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. It's not even a hot take to me. I would agree. He just has all the accolades. He has all the accolades. But if I'm talking about guys that carry their team, it's all on them. Lamar comes to mind. Even Josh, who gets a lot of help from the league also, he comes to mind. Like, there's guys that do more, that are asked to do more and have to do more. Patrick Mahomes has had so much help from the league. So much help with great teammates. I mean, I want to remind you guys, he had Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce in their primes. A hungry Andy Reid, Kareem Hunt. Like, bro, people forget just how dominating Tyreek Hill is after one off season. Because Tua was hurt and Tyreek finally got hurt. So it's like his first season he reached 1,000 yards. It's like his rookie season or something like that. But Tyreek is still a top 5 weapon in this league. If it wasn't for injuries, the man would have received 2,000 yards receiving. What are we doing here? Like, Patrick to me is still a top 3. Listen, I would say I would still put him top 3, but I'd put Josh and Lamar over him. Yeah. Right now, yeah. And look, like I said before, Von Miller, there it goes. Dang, him and Von Miller would be nasty work in my Nitro voice. Yeah, but we don't know. Von Miller might end up retiring. He's no longer the same player he is. He's had a lot of off the field problems that has been spewing and brewing for him. So he might not end up playing. If you was EDC, who would you draft and why? I'm going straight. Listen, I'm bundling up guys to go get offensive linemen, tackles, pass rushers. First and foremost, we have 11 picks. I'd let go. Listen, I'd move on from Mark Andrews, Marcus Williams. That frees up a lot of money right there. Oh, wait, I'm not paying him. I'm sorry, I wouldn't. Like, always going to command top dollar for 10 sack season, right? And I'm not crapping on Oweh, but I'm saying what he probably wants is like, are you serious? So, like, I have eyes. I watched him. He wants security. So most likely always going to be gone unless they put the 5th-year option on him. And the 5th-year option is a hefty price tag. Like, listen, these teams go forward and stuff like that by their quarterbacks. I'm trying to protect the best way possible my quarterback. I don't give a crap about anything else. He comes first. He comes first. My quarterback's health and ability comes first. And then trying to disrupt and sack, pick off the opposing quarterback comes next. If you're not doing those things, why are we doing it then? Shamar Stewart looks straight, plus he's already healthy. Bro, I the other day I brought it up that even the Baltimore Ravens were talking about, or there were rumors of them talking about that one guy looks like he has a broken foot. He's supposed to be like a top 10 pick. And he has trouble pass rushing at times. Why do I want a guy that has trouble pass rushing and has a troubled right foot? It's nasty work, bro. It's nasty work. I'm telling y'all. Move up and get a tackle. If EDC moved up and got a great tackle, right? Then either you could do a 2-year deal with Ronnie Stanley, or you'd have enough capital to let him walk. And put Rosengarten over there at your right tackle. Yeah, like I said, there's so much stuff going on in the NFL right now. A lot of players are being talked about player movement and stuff like that. There's still an opportunity that Tyreek Hill gets moved. I don't get why we don't package certain things. If you don't have the capital or stuff like that, there's other creative ways how to get the players that you want or desire. Now, as a fact, I've never heard the Ravens ever say they don't have enough money or cap room for defensive players like linebackers, safeties, corners, and stuff like that. But when it comes to the pass rushers, anybody on the offensive line, we are not made of gold. We don't got the money. We're not a bank. We're not an ATM. Every time. Every time. I'll say this too. Listen, Aaron Rodgers is literally following almost verbatim the Brett Favre career. He's barely missed any games. Won 1 title with the Green Bay Packers. Got a crap load of MVPs. Ended up going to play for the Jets. Wasn't successful. Now the Minnesota Vikings are wondering what they're going to do at quarterback. And they could probably try to get Aaron Rodgers to go there. Could you imagine if Davante Adams, Addison, and Jettis was all on the same team? A-Rod on a team that could pass block, play amazing defense with those level of weapons would play just fine. Say that right now. You play just fine. Tyrann Mathieu for the Saints is being saying that the Saints are in talks to let him go in the last season of his deal for them. Exactly, Money Mike. We don't got no money. Roquan here goes this $100 million. A milli. No problem, too. They wrote that, and he represented himself. The same problems that they said, it's so hard dealing with guys that don't have agents. Roquan didn't have an agent. They signed him under the vet real quick. No problemo. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Definitely overplayed role. Look what Braun just did in Philly. Yeah. And I like Rowe. Personally, I like him. But that junk is crazy, bruh. There's so much player movement going on right now because teams are not resting on their laurels. They're trying to get better. They're not even caring right now that certain quarterbacks have had career years. They're looking to move off some of these guys. Because Lamar Jackson is the biggest threat to a Patrick Mahomes. Look, listen, anybody can see, barring injury, Lamar Jackson is going to be in the MVP talks for the foreseeable future. He's literally had the best statistical season of his career, and he's looking like he's getting even better every year. So from Nick Wright's perspective, he's the only true person that can knock out Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Because if Lamar gets, right now, Lamar should have 3 MVPs. If he gets another MVP, he'll have 3. If he wins the title next year, you're looking at a 3-time MVP Super Bowl winning quarterback. And most likely he would get the Super Bowl MVP also. So that within itself puts him in rarefied air. It's not like Pat got 6 rings. He got 3 of them things. But after you win 1, let's say Lamar gets 2 quick ones. What happens then? Lamar Jackson has been the most critiqued quarterback in the league, bar none. And it's not just because they were wrong. It's also because he's mercurial in his own right, and that anything with his name tied to it does numbers. Why do you think he probably, listen, why do you think he's probably at home, quiet, sat in a little chair, tanning, working on his tan? Because he knows that anything that he does makes absolute headlines. Playing with kids on a basketball court in his community was turned into a hit piece against him. Lindell, good morning, good morning, good morning. Like, that's the level of player that we're talking about here. Jung is crazy. Matt Cush said, good morning, Cush. Matthew will go back to KC if released, especially if they move on from Justin Reed. Yeah, he could. He probably could. Oh, man, it's a double slap for if the Nitros don't sign Adams. Oh! Like, you got Raven fans that are saying that we don't need Adams. Crazy work. Crazy work. Crazy. Look at the crap that was going on all last season. He torched our entire secondary last year on the Raiders. Y'all forgot? How much? Let me check this real quick. Oh, Captain Zaza with a $5 donation, baby. Hey. First donation of the day. $6. Thank you so much, Captain Zaza, man. Let me see. You said EDC and Harbaugh is our demise. Yeah, listen, EDC has done some good, but mind you, he's done a lot of bad. There's a lot of things where he could have done stuff differently, and he's refused. Totally refused. So it's like certain guys you jump at, they always say right player, right price. It's like sometimes you got to pay a little more so that you could, tussle with the big boys. If you're so close, sometimes reaching out just a little farther is not a bad thing. We almost missed out on Derrick Henry. To show you how crazy it was, Derrick Henry, out of all the running backs taken, was the last running back taken. Aaron Jones got taken before him. The guy from the Raiders got taken before him. Saquon before him. What's his name from Chicago was taken before him. Like, all those running backs found homes before Derrick Henry. Zelly the ninth. Lamar, Henry, Davante, Zay, Bate, and Likely. Cook! People act like I'm tripping. Teams are not resting on their laurels. The Baltimore Ravens, unlike a lot of teams, they depend on Lamar Jackson too much. And it's not like, oh, well, we're doing it a little different because we had to pay certain guys. No, they've been depending on him too much from his rookie contract, which they wasted. That's a fact. You can't argue it. So if you know all of that is being fact, come on now. Doing a little more when you know you messed up an entire rookie contract, that's just par for the course. Like, you have to. They're refusing to. It's ridiculous. Jerry Jones, right? Just like a lot of people, hence why I do not understand now why they're talking about Derrick Henry, like they're talking about, did not believe Derrick Henry could still be a force. I still believe Derrick Henry could be a force, but I also said if he's running next to Lamar, he's going to go off. I said literally before, I said that he will challenge and be one of the top rushers in the league. He'll almost probably maybe lead the league in rushing. And I said, once he does that, they're going to say, oh, Derrick Henry's amazing, he's magical. Derrick Henry would not be the same player on Dallas, but he'd definitely be an upgrade for anything and everything that Dallas had. Two things could be right. He would still be a 1,200-yard rusher on Dallas. The problem is, once again, is that they bought into the he's not the same player and everything else. So fine. In EDC's where we got the right player for the right price, we almost missed out on it. Imagine how many players could have did what Derrick Henry has been doing for the Baltimore Ravens, but we missed out because they were $1 million or $500,000 too much too much money for our liking or for our blood. Come on now, bro. Straight on but Nitro, Nick Wright makes excuses for Patrick Mahomes, so why would he say that? Listen, Nick Wright loves Patrick Mahomes. Loves Patrick Mahomes. He's saying that Lamar gets too many excuses for the Ravens losing in the playoffs. When in actuality, the Ravens let down Lamar in the playoffs. The offensive line don't block. Our defense don't pick off and give extra possessions. Receivers don't catch. The statistics are there, but they don't want to bring it up because then they'll say it's an excuse for Lamar Jackson. It's ridiculous. This is the first year that Lamar had a guy next to him, a running mate, that could carry the load offensively or help him carry the load offensively. They spent the least amount of money on offense in the NFL on Lamar's rookie contract. Bro, Delvon, bro, exactly. People forget that they did that. But they get excuses because the Ravens keep winning. I do not want Traylon Burks. To me, is not a great player. He reminds me a lot of Myles Boykins. It's not just about size. It's about guys that have size and have true body control at that size. That's hard to come by. That's why I wanted Mike Evans. Remember when I was campaigning for Mike Evans? That's why I wanted the young guy from Atlanta. Drake. Straight up, man. Just being real, man. It has to, changes has to be made. It really does. Because if we don't do what we need to do, it's gonna keep being problems of us going forward and wasting an all-time talent like Lamar Jackson. Money exactly. Never did it. Never did it. But guys, we're going to wrap up this morning's morning show. Thank you for showing up and showing love. For everybody that hasn't, you already know how we end this all. We end up with some 70s, 80s, 90s, or early 2000s trivia. You know how we end this the show. Guys, there was a show that was made on Disney. Now, everybody knew where it came from because The Lion King was one of the greatest movies, animated movies of all time. Like top 3 all time. And they tried to make a Lion King 2, which flopped. So they took some of the characters and made a cartoon. And I don't know if you ever watched that cartoon, but it was funny. It was funny. I ate a lot of cereal to this. Do y'all remember Timon and Pumbaa? Days, it's all problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. Bro, listen, Disney hit it out the park with so many of their cartoons, especially the theme songs. You remember Timon and Pumbaa? Oh, I got you. Hakuna Matata, Timon and Pumbaa. Hakuna Matata. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's all problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. Timon and Pumbaa. Now, you know what the crazy thing is? Timon and Pumbaa is literally Hardball and EDC. Tell me I'm lying. Because every time they all sing Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. That's EDC and Hardball. Timon and Pumbaa. Before we exit out, I saw you, King Lee. Listen, the tank fight, both guys took knees. Neither of them got points taken away from it. I think, personally, it was a draw. I like the draw. I didn't think he did enough to beat Tank. I would love a rematch and get that out of the way. It's like a rematch should be the first thing being talked about when it comes to Tank moving forward. But it was a good fight. I think he challenged Tank more than any other fighter that I've seen, and it was his counterpunching. When you would see Tank counterpunch, he would counterpunch to counterpunch, and you would start seeing them start trading more than Tank felt comfortable of trading, and he caught Tank a couple times. I feel like Tank was working his body a lot, and you could see where he started slowing down in the ending rounds. So I feel like, in the earlier rounds, I'd have probably gave it more to what's his name that fought Tank. But in the later rounds, Tank came on more and was because he was working the body more, and you could see that he was hurting him from the body. So it was a good fight. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a rematch. It has to be a rematch because everybody wants to see Tank lose. That's the appeal of being undefeated. It's because who is going to take away that O off your record? Yeah, because even if Tank beats him the second time, but it's a truly great fight, and it came down to a split decision and Tank barely won, then a trilogy would definitely be on the way. And people would watch to see it. They'd want to see it. They'd pay to watch. They're going to rematch. They're going to rematch. Yeah, now, listen, boxing is some of the most dirty, conniving sports I've ever viewed. We don't know. They could have tried to put something on his hair to keep it still, and they could have replaced it with something that was bothering his eyes. Remember, boxers used to put stuff on their gloves that when they hit you, your vision would go blurry and certain stuff like that. Boxing is dirty. Do not just poo-poo on anything that you hear. Because a lot of times you find out. Look what happened. I forgot the fighter that did that. He got beat bad, bloody-eyed and everything. It was years ago. It was like 20 years ago. But he got beat really, really bad, bloodied and everything. And come to find out, They had cement in the gloves for his opponent. And the opponent was juicing. And everyone was like, you're kind of, both of us wrap our hands and found out that the hands had cement in it. Oh, Antonio Margarito. Yeah. I know it's funny and everyone be like, bro, someone's on it. Who knows? They could have did something to the grease, sent somebody in there to play with it. I don't put nothing past boxing. Boxing is so corrupt, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. They cheat. They're the biggest cheaters I've ever seen when it comes to boxing. So it could be like, yeah, whatever. And then you come to find out that somebody was paid to put something in the spray. It's happened before. Look it up. So that's the only reason I'm not poo-pooing. It's a great fight. There's definitely going to be a rematch. But I love the fight. Probably going to be a trilogy. We'll see what happens. But y'all can't say y'all didn't like Timon and Pumbaa. It wasn't like the biggest cartoon. It was just one of those feel-good cartoons that you could just eat a bowl of cereal to. If you were starting off your Saturdays, maybe you had to go work with your pops like I had to do a lot. Go outside to the shed, cut lawn. That's what I was doing. I was cutting lawn and weeding a lot of grass, a lot of gardens for summer money. So, yeah, when you were eating your cereal and stuff like that, great one to watch. And it had a good theme song. And it came from one of the most recognizable cartoon movies of all time. Animated movies of all time. So, yeah, definitely it is. But that's the episode of the Wunderkind Morning Show. Thank you guys for watching. I will be here 9:30 tomorrow. Also, be here or be squared. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, subscribe. Get some other people to like and subscribe to. Let's get this channel on the move. You know what I'm saying? And let's get up the subscriber count. And oh my God, my throat's going. You can hear my voice keep clicking out. Also, if you'd like to donate to the channel, help out with equipment and stuff like that, bottom of the screen is a QR code. QR code's with CashApp. CashApp located in the description of every video that we do. Name of it is money sign. The Wunderkind Show, super easy. Also, guys, go check out the short that I put out yesterday about Marcus Williams. I think you guys will like it. All right. But like I said, it's another episode of the Wunderkind Morning Show. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. I love you guys, and y'all know my slogan. Peace, and I'm out of here. Yep, y'all know we do it. Yeah.